Hello everyone. In today's video of chapter acids, bases and salts, I'll be talking about acids. Acids, chemical properties, precisely. Let's start. Acids. Acids definition is acids are those chemical substances which produce hydrogen ions in aqueous solution. Fruits like lemon, orange are sour in taste due to the presence of citric acid in it. And the acid prepared from the minerals coming from the earth crust are called mineral acids. And we need to memorize, or we need to remember, three mineral acids which are very important and common are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These three acids are called as mineral acids. Now, strong acids and weak acids. All the acids can be divided into two groups. Group number one is of strong acid, the acids which on dissolving give so much, or you can say large number of hydrogen ions. Or another statement I can say here is acids on dilution or acid which on dissolving in water will ionize completely. For example, if you are taking acid like H2SO4 and you are diluting H2SO4 acid, all the molecule of H2SO4 will completely ionize and give you hydrogen ion and sulfate ions. Weak acids. Weak acids are those acids which on dissolving in water will give you small number of ions or small number of hydrogen ions. They used to ionize partially. And two examples which we need to remember is acetic acid and carbonic acid. If we are dissolving carbonic acid in water, all carbonic acid molecule will not ionize to give you hydrogen ion and carbonate ions. Only some of the molecule will ionize to give you the ions. Now the another very important terms, concentrated and dilute acid. Concentrated acid is the acid where you will see there is a minimum possible amount of water. Most of the molecules in concentrated acid is of acid only. Very little amount or no amount of water is present in case of concentrated acid. Dilute acid. Dilute acid is the one which used to be obtained by mixing concentrated acid in water. It is depending upon us of what strength of acid we require for a particular chemical reaction. Now, the next thing is how we are going to convert concentrated acid into the dilute acid. The process of mixing water in concentrated acid is highly exothermic. Anything like if you are mixing water in acid or acid in water, the chemical reaction which is going to happen is highly exothermic. But for making dilute acid, we have to mix water into the acid. So we used to take care that the dilute acid should be made in the manner where the user will not be harmed at all by the splash of acid or the energy liberated while diluting the acid. A dilution of concentrated acid should always be done by adding concentrated acid in water gradually by the side of the beaker, very slowly and with constant stirring. It should not at all be done by adding water in the concentrated acid. This is because when concentrated acid is added to water very slowly, gradually with constant stirring, for preparing any dilute acid, the heat which is evolving by the mixing of acid and water will be gradually absorbed by large amount of water in which the acid is being added. If The water is added in concentrated acid to dilute it. Large amount of heat will evolve at once, and this heat will change some amount of water into steam explosively, which can splash acid on the face or the clothes of the user and can cause acid burns. So we used to take care always, acid will always be added, the concentrated acid will always be added in the calculated amount of water, and also the calculated amount of concentrated acid will be taken by the side of the beaker gradually, slowly, with constant stirring. This is how we used to dilute acid, and this process is called dilution of acid. Now, properties of acids. Properties of acid. Number one, acids are the conductor of electricity. Why they are conductor? Because when we are dissolving acid and we are making acidic solution in water, we got free ions. Property number two is when we are adding acid in a metal like zinc, we will get metal salt and hydrogen gas. In case of zinc, we will get zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is liberated. Now, the board exam, the question used to be asked, what are the observation of this reaction? Observation is, we will see colorless, odorless gas evolved. Observation number two is, the gas evolved in the form of bubbles. We used to see bubbles in the solution. And observation number three, we can say here, zinc chloride which is formed is colorless liquid. And the gas evolved is hydrogen. How can we confirm it? The confirmatory test of hydrogen gas is, if we are bringing burning matchstick over the mouth of test tube, from where the hydrogen gas is coming out, we will hear pop sound. Now, what will happen when any acid is added in metal carbonate or bicarbonate? In both the cases, salt will form, carbon dioxide gas is liberated along with water. What is the observation of carbon dioxide gas here is, number one, colorless, odorless gas evolved. Number two, brisk effervescence evolved. Effervescence means the particles which are coming out in the form of gas from the test tube, they are quite heavy and they are colliding with the walls of the test tube and they are producing sound. This is called brisk effervescence. And what is the confirmatory test of carbon dioxide? When we are passing carbon dioxide in calcium hydroxide or lime water, which is colorless, will turn up into milky solution due to the formation of calcium carbonate. And when this carbon dioxide is passed in excess to the lime water will first turn up into milky solution due to the formation of CaCO3, and then it becomes colorless due to the formation of calcium bicarbonate. So this is the confirmatory test of carbon dioxide gas. Next is neutralization reaction. Neutralization are those reactions where you will see one acid is reacting with base to form salt and water. In this kind of reaction, what happens? Acid used to destroy basicity of base, and base used to destroy acidity of acid. For example, if NaOH and HCl are reacting, where NaOH is base and HCl is acid, they will give you sodium chloride, which is salt and water. In such reaction, what happens? Hydrogen ion coming from acid combines with hydroxyl ion coming from base to give you water molecule. This is the mechanism of neutralization reaction. Now, reaction of metallic oxide with acid. Metal oxide react with acid to give you salt and water, and this is the similar reaction or the similar action of the base which we have learnt in the earlier slide. So we can say here metal oxides are basic in nature. Like when acid react with metal oxide, like copper oxide is reacting with dilute HCl, you will get copper chloride which is blue green in color along with water. And copper oxide which was black in color, now because of the formation of cupric chloride, it is blue green in color. And when non-metallic oxide, for example carbon dioxide, when non-metallic oxide is reacting with base like calcium hydroxide, it will give you calcium carbonate and water, which is also the confirmatory test of carbon dioxide gas. And the last chemical property is acids are highly corrosive in nature. Mineral acids cause severe burns on the skin and used to eat up the materials like cloth, wood, or metal surfaces also. Acids can never be stored in the metal containers because they gradually corrode and eat up the metal containers. Acids are usually stored in the containers made up of glass or ceramics. These are the containers which generally not been attacked by any acid. Thank you.